Yo-hooo! Hello everyone! Welcome to today's stream! It's so hot today! Ah! Ah! Bienvenidos al stream de hoy, hace mucho calor. Estoy un poco sufriendo, pero es el único día de esta semana que voy a poder hacer stream. Así que estaba como no puedo no hacer stream hoy. So today is the only other day of this week that I'll be able to stream, unfortunately. So I was like, I can't not stream today. I gotta be strong. Yo Juan Carlos, yo Noah, yo Ernest, yo Moisés, ¿qué tal? Welcome to the stream. Bueno, mucho calor en Cataluña, en Barcelona y en todos sitios. Ni confirmo ni desmiento dónde vivo yo. Puede ser en cualquier otro sitio. Cataluña, zona general. Meow. Hello, Lete. It's also complaining because it's really hot right now. She's got it difficult because she's always wearing a nice fur coat, and it's gonna be tough to be a cat. So today I'm gonna be working on an attack that I started. I think it was yesterday or the previous day. I've been just working on it a little bit since the weekend, I think. And I think I should be able to probably finish it today if I'm not melted into a puddle by the heat right now. So yeah, let's go. Ernest, I'm sorry. But I don't know what you're trying to tell me. I don't speak platypus. Good luck on your mission. No, yo siempre digo, soy de Cataluña. El sitio concreto, quién sabe. So, let's go. Here is how it's going. I'm really enjoying working on this art, by the way, because this is totally my kind of character. This is wow. I'm working on an attack that is actually a revenge for someone who made an attack for me, and I knew instantly what character I had to draw. I knew it instantly because this person drew my Limbus OC character, who is Laura, the protagonist of Carmilla. And this person also has a Carmilla as an OC, so it was like, okay, I know who to draw. Also, it's a very pretty Carmilla, I have to say. Wow. So, let's go. Time to start the shadows. And of course, this character is also a Limbus Company OC. So I decided to draw her with one of the egos that is most fitting, which was also in the references of the character, so it's even more fitting. Let's go! It's time for some art fighting, finally! Let's see... Like what? The design... It was instantly... Oh, I have to draw her. Holy shit. I am weak, okay? I am weak, like... When I was trying to think about what book I would make my Limbus character inspired on, like, there was no other answer. It had to be Carmilla for sure. It was a book that, at the time, it really felt so targeted. That it just, okay, there's no other answer. It has to be this one. It has to be Carmilla. I've seen a bunch of Carmilla themed OCs, like specifically Limbus OCs, and they are also cool. I bookmarked a lot of them. I want to draw more of them along what remains of Art Fight. Sí, a ver, mi acento ya se nota mucho por mi acento, que soy de Cataluña. My accent is very Catalan, that is undeniable. Apparently saw your Laura when I am zooming. Yeah, when I saw all the other Carmilosis, I felt that way exactly. So, wow, I felt very honored, honestly. Especially because it's the first year that I've got Laura on Art Fight. So I'm really happy she's been drawn twice already. It's like, wow, I'm glad people like my character. Wow. The lesbians and it's time to make a limbs. See, so true. There's only one thing in our brains. We can only think of one thing when it comes to Limbus ideas. What if? Hot vampire lady. Wow. Let's start in the shadows. I've been actually pretty fast at finishing my Art Fight attacks lately. I'm really happy with my speed. I don't know what happens during Art Fight. All of a sudden I become so much faster at the art. Try to make me draw on a normal month and it's gonna take me days and days. But in Art Fight, like one drawing after another. I don't know, drawing for other people it's really motivating, I have to say. Exactly. Beautiful vampire woman. I have a Carmilla inspired OC too, aside from Laura, that I made before Laura because Limbus didn't exist back then when I made her my own Mirkala. I think I made her around the time after I read the book. You know, full vampire lady, am I right? When I had to design the Carmilla for my Laura's backstory, I just made an alternate universe version of my previous Carmilla, so now this way I don't have to make two OCs. I can just use the same character, but slightly different. I already have one, so might as well just reuse her, right? She deserves more art. She deserves a lot more art. I need to draw her more. Mi dinosaurio favorito, no lo sé. La verdad es que tendría que pensarlo. Sé que hay algunos que son muy cool. Los dinosaurios con... Bueno, ahora creo que hay teorías ya de que todos los dinosaurios tenían plumas. Pero probablemente sea alguno de los que... Bueno, en realidad espera. Plesiosaurio. Nada de plumas. Dinosaurio de agua. Sí, plesiosaurio. Huh? What? That's not the... What? Ah, because it's a multiply. I'm stupid. Of course it's coming out black. It's in multiply. Silly me. Estaba como, este no es el color que estoy pintando. Es porque estaba en multiply. Claro que sale más oscuro. Soy Yomi. If you use layer effects, the layers are gonna change. The colors are gonna change. We'll attack you eventually. Wow, but you attacked me last year. Wow. I will be waiting patiently. No pressure though. I do wanna do some attacks that I couldn't do last year too. ¿Cuánto suele durar? Un mes. Dura todo el mes de julio. Así que hasta final de mes estaré dibujando todo el tiempo. Yo-hooo Crumpets, welcome! How's it going? I'm crying because of happiness. That's why. Mi día bien, muy acalorada, porque hace mucho calor. Estoy un poco sufriendo, pero el stream me distrae un poco del calor. Y además ahora tengo el ventilador, y eso siempre ayuda. I have the fan turned on right now, and that always helps with the heat. But oh, the heat, terrible. El calor está horrible. Que vuelva ya el invierno, por favor. Please let winter come back already. I miss it so much. I'm gonna complain about the heat every stream. I'm just telling. Yo-hooo Rexy, welcome! How's it going? Yay, art fight! Art fight time! Me the selection here. Also, I'm recording the time-lapse for all my art fight attacks, so I'm gonna be posting all of them. I already posted 2 of them, and this one's also gonna be included. Need to erase this. I'm getting used to using selections for doing shadows. It's actually pretty useful. This way I just select everything, and then bam! Colored instantly. Very handy. I miss being able to do that in Painter's because inside it's not possible, but here it's really comparable. My YouTube Spanish streamers art fighting right now. That's true! Ellie's also doing art fight right now! Go watch Ellie too! She's also art fighting. Will the plasma your face? The plasma? What does that mean? Okay, I never get tired of drawing. Drawing is my lifeblood, so having an excuse to draw all month long makes me happy. Actually, wait. This one... Actually, I think it's fine like that. I think. I don't know. Oh well. Let's continue adding shadows. If there's anything that has to change later on, we can always change it later on. You have too many good OCs. Ooh, thank you. It's hard to decide what OCs to add for art fight. I was like, should I add some more? Or have I already added a lot of them? I don't wanna like give people decision paralysis because I have too many characters in my list. I mean, there's a maximum of 100 that you can add to art fight, but 100 it's already a lot. Not Spanish, I'm Catalanish. It's facts being revealed today. But team I'm a part of! Team Tragedy! I think I put it in the title too. Team Tragedy, go! I was hesitating between mystery and tragedy. Comedy is also good. Like at first it was like, what the hell? These 3 options are really good. I don't know what I'm gonna choose. But then I was thinking, if I had to choose, maybe it would be between mystery and tragedy. But in the end, tragedy won because I really like the blue color that they chose for it. And last year it was Team Fossils, so we got orange color, and I didn't want to pick orange color again with Team Comedy. I wanted a different color this month. Yo, the valid opinion is welcome. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, Rexy, I also forget how to read sometimes. I don't blame you. Of course he would choose tragedy. Thinking about it, I do like my tragedies, but My bittersweet tragedies. I like bittersweet stories. Yeah. You can add some tragedy as long as there's a little bit of a good ending in between. Well, in between. At the end, not in between. If it's an ending, it cannot be in between, right? Let's see. More shadows here. This way of shading really makes things a lot easier lately. I'm really comfortable lately with the way that I'm working, my workflow. It just feels right. It's taken me years to feel this comfortable with my process. I always kept changing how I drew, like what process I followed for drawing. I always did like the shadows in a different way. I feel like lately I've been very consistent with that, so it feels nice. Like it's a running theme in her characters. Maybe a little tiny bit. Exactly, it isn't hard comfort if there's no horror. There has to be a nice balance of both. Doesn't a good ending feel even better when the character has had to fight tooth and nail to earn it? That's the best part of it. Watching them struggle and get that happy ending in the end. That's the best. Yoga the review, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm also gonna add shadow here in the eyes. There's a little button in my tablet pen and sometimes I press it on accident. Now I just did, and I completely changed my selected color for no reason. Wait, please, let's recover the color. Here we go. And here's a tragedy. Art thou player audience, because it may the end doth remain. All go on only towards death. Feels very Shakespeare. Is that Shakespeare? Where is that from? The three themes are honestly really cool. The only sad part is the team that has the most people. It's like the percentage of points is very stable this year, so it's kinda even from the beginning you can see that maybe it's gonna stay like that until the end. You already know which team is gonna win, but it doesn't matter because art fight in the end, we all win. We all win because we draw things for each other and we have fun. That's the essence of art fight in the end. It's also fun to just support the team that you like, after all. Last year, maybe it's because last year with crystals and fossils, it was very balanced, so until the last second you couldn't see who was gonna win. But this year it's a little bit more stable, so maybe there's a bit less mystery to it. Sorry for the unintended pun. I'm so sorry, Team Mystery. You're all doing amazing regardless. It's Silent Hill! What? Oh my god. Do you think Shakespeare would have liked Silent Hill? Yeah, the three-way split might have done that too. When there's only two sides, I guess it's a lot. It can change a lot more. The three themes for the teams are really good. It's cool that this year they did something a bit different. Instead of making 2 teams, there's 3 teams. Sometimes I think about if I had participated in other years, what I would have chosen from the previous years. Funny thing, one of the previous years was vampires versus werewolves. I wonder what I would have chosen. It's a mystery. No one would ever guess. That is the true mystery. There's a hard level puzzle in Silent Hill 3 that requires you to have read Shakespeare? What? How does that work? I chose werewolf because they big buff and hairy. Oh my god, how did you know? No, I wouldn't. Vampires all the way. Like, no contest. There was also one year that was sugar and spice, also coffee versus tea. Day versus night was the very first theme, I think. Cyberpunk versus steampunk. I think probably this one is one of the hardest choices for me. Because both aesthetics are cool. What else? Seafoam versus Stardust. I would have probably chosen Seafoam, actually. In honor of Tiny Yomi, who was obsessed with the ocean and fish. But Stardust is always it's always a good choice too. It's really hard to pick. I would have had such a hard time deciding. Oh yeah, the gears would be a good reason to pick steampunk. Gears are cool. A bit of shadow here too. There's gonna be an effect here on this side later on. I wanna add some blood effects from the flower, but that's gonna be on another layer. I hope it's not gonna cover the details here too much. I will try to make it fit well. Oh true, I haven't shown the other attacks that I have done so far, because this is gonna be my 3rd one. I finished 2 more before this one. Yo, Bozoro, ¿qué tal? Aquí estoy dibujando. Voy a enseñar los otros ataques que hice los últimos días para Artfight. El primero fue también de un personaje de Limbus, justamente, de una Laura. Just the first character that I drew this year was also a Limbus fan character, and it was one of the Lauras that I found. She's so cute! I really love this design a lot. There were a lot of references to the book in the design, so it was really cool to see all the references to it. For example, the butterfly decoration in the stake. There's a quote by Carmilla where she mentions that girls are caterpillars and then they become butterflies and all that stuff. So it is a nice reference to have stuff like that. You can tell that the character has had a lot of care and research and references to the original book put in it, and it was a really cute design too. I love seeing so many Lauras. There's some others that I've seen and I want to draw them all. I hope that I can have enough time to draw everything I want. And then the second one was a Granblue fan character. I was really surprised to see that there are more people who have made Arvin D&D characters. for Gramblue Fantasy D&D campaigns. It was like, wow, I have to draw that. I have to draw it. For sure. Gramblue Fantasy fan character needs a Harvin. Like, oh my god. Fellow potato havers, I have to support. I have to support. I need to. And it's also for D&D, which is even more rare. Like, I played in a Gramblue Fantasy D&D campaign for 5 years and a half, and I had a Harvin character, so this is just personal, okay? I have to support at a very personal level. Personaje de Zelda, un poco. Pero los colores y la oreja puntiaguda, creo que puedo verlo ya. Me gusta mucho en realidad cómo quedaron los colores en este arte. I really like how the final colors turned out in this drawing. One thing that I tried for the first time here was doing this blur, the kind of like the perspective blur in the weapon. I'm really happy with how it turned out, actually. Like, wow. I'm trying to experiment with some new things in each drawing a little bit. For example, here with the blur and here with the lighting, because this was also the first time that I tried doing this strong blue lighting. And it's been, so far, some satisfying results. I'm having a lot of fun with this. But Yomi, maybe you should practice these things in like all the other months. I know I should. But the drawings came to mind like this. Like, before I start drawing lately, I'm trying to visualize it and plan it a lot more. I've been watching a lot of art advice videos lately. And one tip that was mentioned is to plan the idea of the drawing very clearly at the beginning. For example, I'm gonna draw this character in this kind of scene with this kind of color palette, like making kind of like a mood board or so of what you have in mind. And I think it really helps direct the drawing a lot more to where you want it to go. Because a lot of times I start drawing something without no idea how it's gonna end up in the end. And I just keep working on it and working on it and working on it, and it never ends. And this time I'm trying to focus a lot more on that, like imagining the whole picture first, planning all the components a lot more, maybe even a bit of the composition, doing a bit of thumbnail, catching everything really small to plan the composition a lot better. And it's really helping. So I think I've been able to make a pretty big jump with my art lately, and I'm really happy with that. And I hope that this art fight can be a good way of going like full on with that. Made the goal to only do chivis this year because I'm not satisfied with how I do them. It's a very good idea. This way you can also draw a lot of chivis of different characters that maybe you usually wouldn't. I think it's a good way of doing that. It's kind of like your Paint Monday. It's a good idea because there's also so many different ways of doing chivis. So finding the way that feels right for you, it can take some trial and error. Let's continue. It is a good way to experiment and practice while also making other people happy, which is the best part of art fight. But the year might have turned out a bit big. I can fix it later. Sometimes I think that maybe my chivis are a little bit too proportioned to be chivis, but that's just another different sort of chibi after all. Chivis can be in a lot of different proportions after all. Please. In the end, I think that the important thing is to finish them, and if it didn't turn out as well as you hoped, you can always try the next one. It's a good thing of having a month where you just keep drawing over and over, and the important thing in the end is to finish things and not work on them for so many hours that you get tired of it, I think. It's part of how I'm trying to focus these drawings. If there's anything that I don't like in how they turn out, it's like, okay, next drawing, I'm gonna try something different with that. It's important to just finish them. Let's see. I think mostly the main shadows are done. I did that with my first attack. At some point I was just like, I need to let this one go. Yeah, sometimes that's the right thing to do. It's important to also not burn out trying to make something perfect. You know, drawing can just be. Sometimes it doesn't have to be like the most perfect work of art. Sometimes a drawing, it has served its purpose, and a lot of times you can always redo drawings later. You've got the technology to maybe retry something that you tried in an old drawing and see how it turns out this time. I've been thinking about doing that at some point, trying to redraw some old stuff, now that I'm much more happy with my style. The more time passes and the more we learn, the more we get the skills to represent the things in our mind. It's hard. It's hard to be able to. Okay, let's add a bit of color to the shadows. Right now the shadows look very desaturated, but that's because it's purple with multiply, which is something a lot of people don't recommend, but I like it, so I do it anyway. Paint Monday, but it's every day. Every day is Paint Monday, yeah. Every day is Paint Monday when you're in pain. Paint Monday is fun. Gotta love Paint Monday. With this, the shadows now have a bit more variety in color. Let's also add a bit of it inside the coat. I have to say, you're gonna see that in the speed paint of this. I struggled so much with this arm, by the way. This arm, it was torture to get it right. In the end, I ended up going with that philosophy of like, okay, it looks good now. I'm gonna stop modifying it. I'm not gonna try to make the pose any more complicated, to put it exactly like I have in my mind. I went to my mirror and I tried to make the pose to see how I would do this pose. This is how it turned out following that. So I'm just gonna go with that. It doesn't look bad right now, and that's good enough for me. Okay, next thing, let's do some other shadows. I think it's auto-saving. Please, Clip Studio, can you not auto-save now? Let me save myself. Couldn't do a manual save because I don't trust Clip Studio to not crash. Oh wait, I forgot something important. I forgot to plug in the cooling tablet of my laptop. Oops. Ok, here we go. No sería la forma más rara de sacar una pose. Literalmente usaste una Among Us para un OP. No puedo negarlo, es cierto. I cannot deny that. I did that. It's true. I used an Among Us to find a pose for an OC in the Pain Monday challenge. That is true. And it turned out great. I'm actually really proud of it. I think it was a good idea. Let me put this below the shadows. This way it's also gonna be affected by the shadows. Le dio mucha más aura. Yeah, it gave him so much more aura. Shadows now are gonna darken a little bit more with the painted shadows underneath. But it really helps to have the multiply shadows. I feel like it helps me a lot better to visualize the shapes and the way that they would project shadows. I think that's really helping a lot lately. Trying to imagine how the light source would affect the shapes. Instead of putting the shadows following the shapes, I tried to place them as if I was the light source. And I was projecting shadows. Hope it makes some sort of sense. I took a nap this afternoon actually, and I feel like I dreamed something, and now I don't remember what it was. Huh. Remember the supermarket? There was something about the supermarket and some mafia planning something in there. It was one of those dreams that when you wake up it's like, wow, I should make a game about that. And then you forget sometime after. The more you think about it, the less sense it makes. Now let's tone down the shadow here a bit. Another thing that I really like doing lately is adding a little bit of color to the fingers. Because usually I tended to do only the shadow of each finger, and sometimes it doesn't look that good, I feel. Sometimes I feel like it looks unnatural. So lately what I do is I take the soft brush, I just add a little bit of color like this to the tips of the fingers, and I feel like it adds a lot to them. At least I'm liking the hands that I'm drawing so much more lately, so... That is enough for me. Hands are still difficult though. Hands got hands. They always got hands. It turned out too big actually, now that I'm looking at it. Does it look too big? Probably not in proportion with the face, but I don't know. I hope not. Maybe there wouldn't be that much. Maybe more like this probably. There we go. Okay. Shade some other stuff. For example, maybe the shirt first. Let's go for the shirt. Thinking about it, if I go with a very purple lighting, it might not fit that well with the ambience of the drawing. Maybe this time we could try something different for that. What if we try something a bit more on the red side? Something more like this. We're still gonna add some blue colors because this way we can make the contrast between the warm light and cold shadows. This is something that I have been trying to apply lately, and it's that warm light does cold shadows, cold light does warm shadows. Really helps with the contrast. Maybe increasing the opacity of the shadows would help too. 60% maybe. Sí, un poco más de rojo. It's also in part because I want to reference a lot more the light in the original ego of Limbus that has this outfit. Which is this one. It's the Yearning Mircala Ego. Don Quixote. This is a wife, okay? I never thought I would be saying this, Don Quixote, but she is wife. She is a wife now. Ever since Canto 7, things have changed a lot. Wow. Let's... So, since it's warm light, it has to be cold shadows anyway, so... Maybe with the overpaint we can fix that some more. I think the key would be in putting... the border of the shadows warm, and then the rest of the shadows cold like this. Sí, el arte va durísimo, le dieron unos artes increíbles. The arts are amazing. The arts in Limbus are so good, but This one specifically, it's so good. Got some blue shadow. A little bit different, the design of this eco for this Carmilla though, so we're gonna keep these differences. It's cool to have some variations compared to the. Oh yeah, I also can show the reference here. We can have her on screen. Here we go. This artist by Sluffier. Let me put the credits name here. Here we go. This way we can have the artist credited. I hope it's not covered by the... Okay, it's not covered. Perfect. Yay! Okay. There's also another detail, and it's the kind of red, light red in the hair, which could also be part of the light. We could integrate it in the light. Okay, first let's finish the shirt. More blue over here. Now this is purely experimental. I'm not too sure about how to do the shadows in this part, so we're gonna experiment a little bit with that. Gonna mix a lot more colors in this shadow probably. Is this one is not projected shadow. This is more of like the shadow of the shape. It works a little bit differently. Yo, Kari, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing art fight today. Another thing that I want to try doing is that the border of the shadow is a little bit stronger. No, but that applies to projected shadows, not this one. It would be more like... It would be more like following the slight folds of the clothes. Of course, the frills would also be affected differently. Something more like these? It might have to be also a lighter color, actually. Experiments continue. Trying to find the right color. Yeah, bye bye Noah! Thank you so much for coming! Struggle will last for a bit. Might have been something more like... Now I can pick shadows from here. Saving again. Every once in a while, I stop being able to click things on Clip Studio because it starts auto-saving. No, collab con unidades de pago, eso siempre es lo peor. Malditos gachas. Siempre hacen eso. Gachas are always evil like that. Maybe gray can help with these. Something I've been trying to learn a lot is how to apply gray to my art. Because gray can actually be of very big help in color theory. Really want to learn how to apply it properly. I need to improve my mastery of color. Another problem I have is that this screen has very warm colors. So even though right now I'm painting in gray, in this screen this is pink. It looks very, very pink in my screen right now. But it's gray. El cómo hacer zapatos también, muy cierto. Muy cierto eso. Very true too. I need to improve how to do shoes too. I'm improving with that at least. A little bit. En eso sí que he estado mejorando un poquito últimamente. Siempre que dibujo zapatos en algún personaje, busco referencias, intento hacer mejor la perspectiva, también añadir más detalles en las suelas. Todo eso ayuda un poquito. I think all that helps a little bit. Adding a little bit more detail in the soles. Maybe also looking for references. In general, trying to do better perspective with the shoes. It all helps a lot. Okay, now I'm liking this a lot more. I feel like it's looking a lot better. Got a bit here at the side. There we go. Here in the face too. I like adding this kind of soft border, even on the side that has the light. I think it helps make the face a little bit more rounded. Me gusta añadir esta línea suave aquí en el borde, incluso en la parte que está iluminada. Siento que le añade un poco más de redondez a la cara. ¿Cómo funciona exactamente Artfight? Pues es un evento que dura todo el mes de julio y es sobre intercambio de arte. La gente se pone en 2 equipos diferentes, este año 3, porque era el 10º aniversario, quisieron hacer algo especial. La idea es que eliges uno de los 2 equipos y entonces tienes que dibujar personajes de la gente de los otros equipos. Y entonces al final de... Bueno, aún no llegamos a eso. Cada dibujo que haces tiene como cierta cantidad de puntos según la complejidad que incluya. Por ejemplo, si es cuerpo completo, si lo has pintado con sombras o sin sombras. Depende de cuánto más detalle tenga, más puntos tiene. Y el equipo que tenga más puntos al final del evento es el equipo que gana. Básicamente el equipo que más haya dibujado para el otro equipo. Es simplemente para dibujar personajes de otra gente y simplemente hacer algo bonito. Y además también te dibujan a tus personajes de vuelta. Y todos recibimos y todos ganamos. And let's not forget there's a lipstick. She's got lipstick. Pick color. Important. Lleva muchos años ya celebrándose, pero yo empecé a participar el año pasado. Quería empezar el anterior, pero ocurrió algo, y es que salió la nueva expansión de Final Fantasy XIV justo el mismo mes. Y fue como, no va a haber tiempo. Quería jugar Down Trail. I started participating in Artfight last year. I wanted to participate the previous year, but there was a problem. And it's that the new Final Fantasy XIV expansion came out and I wanted to play it. I wanted to play Dawn Trail so bad. So in the end, there was no Artfight for me. Only Dawn Trail. Me gusta mucho Final Fantasy XIV, sí. I love Final Fantasy XIV. Good thing that the next expansion comes out in January and not in July. Al menos la siguiente expansión no va a salir en julio, va a salir en enero. Así que no va a coincidir con Artfight. La verdad es que Artfight es un evento muy bonito. Me hace muy feliz poder dibujar cosas para gente. Makes me happy to be able to draw things for other people. And it's also really nice to see people draw my characters. It's wow. It just gives me a very warm feeling. Sí. Yo, la verdad, tengo muchos juegos favoritos, no sabría decidir. I have a lot of favorite games, I wouldn't be able to decide, I think. Because I love Final Fantasy XIV. I love Faraway Story, by the way, everyone play Faraway Story. It's a very, very nice game. Has been, like, abandoned since 2018. There's been no news. The creator is still working on it, but he's also working on another game. So I guess there's gonna be some more time until there's more news about it. Someday Faraway Story will come back. I also love Yumeniki a lot. Toho. A mí me gusta mucho Yumeniki Toho. Muy difícil elegir solo un juego. Hay juegos muy buenos y juegos que me han como afectado mucho. Han sido como una gran influencia para mí. Todos son especiales a su manera. All of them are special in some way. Y siempre que mencionas Chrono Trigger, me acuerdo que tengo que jugarlo. Every time I remember that I want to play Chrono Trigger. I think I still have to fix some things about the face, but that might be for the overpaint. Okay. Another thing that I think can help later on, maybe... I need to fix it. Maybe adding more red color in the inside of the hair for contrast. It's also gonna help integrate things in the background. Oh, let's not forget there's these torn patterns in here. Technically also this red should be a lot brighter. Técnicamente este rojo también debería ser mucho más fuerte. What if we try something else? What if we try adding lights instead of shadows this time? Maybe not. Maybe wait. We try me. Because right now the color that I picked was from slightly darker area. It turned out maybe a little bit too dark. This one's darker and the code a bit brighter. Might be a bit more accurate. And it's gonna make her stand out a lot more. And with the color that there was previously, we're gonna do the shadow. Y en algún momento quiero experimentarlo. At some point I want to experience Chrono Trigger for sure. Painting clothing folds. Clothing folds are a bit of a pain. They gotta learn. Gotta think in triangles. Clothing folds work in the form of triangles. Dragon Ball, pues la verdad es que no me interesa mucho Dragon Ball, nunca me ha llamado mucho la atención. Aunque tenga el mismo estilo de arte. No, Trigger lo jugaría más por la historia que por el estilo de arte. Igualmente tengo muchísimos juegos en la lista, así que sin juegos no nos vamos a quedar. We're not gonna run out of games, that's for sure. I have so many games in my backlog. But I'm gonna go back to playing games after Art Fight. First, July has went. Primero tendré que acabar julio, porque hasta después de Art Fight no voy a empezar ningún otro juego. Solo dibujar. Only drawing. Here. I wonder if there would be a shadow there. Maybe if we paint all of these? This part is gonna be slightly covered anyway because of some effects. The way that I'm imagining the end result, so maybe it doesn't really need that many details in these. In fact, it would be better if this part was a bit dark, so those details can stand out later on. Might be a good idea. Was auto-saving again. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Save. Gonna save just in case. I always live in the fear that Clip Studio is gonna crash in the middle of a stream again. Siempre estoy con el miedo de que Clip Studio algún día va a volver a crashear en medio stream. Oh, I forgot to change over here. There we go. Bit of shadow on the pants too. Normalmente lo que ocurre es que como el programa se pone a hacer autosaves, precisamente para hacer guardados así de emergencia, deja de responder por un momento. Y si sin querer clicas algo, el programa se satura mientras está autoguardando. Y a veces explota. Un poco mala suerte. A bit of bad luck. Sometimes Clip Studio starts auto-saving, and if you try clicking something while it's auto-saving, it sometimes explodes a little bit. You gotta let it think for a moment, finish auto-saving before asking it to do anything else, or it explodes. It's just how it is. Other shoes. What? All right. Nice. I'm only gonna recolor this one because this way the other already has like the shadow color. This one's gonna be a little bit more darkened. This part's like kind of behind the other leg, so I'm gonna let it stay a bit dark like this. Okay. There's also the branches. We're gonna do a little bit about that. Branches are kind of like a background element, but at the same time they are part of the design. So they're probably gonna need like a medium amount of detail. And some texture like this. Same with this one. I like how the branches turned out. I like doing these sort of erratic shapes. Like this, they've got some angles. Yo, Alex, welcome! Yeah, I'm doing art fight. I'm doing art fight this month. Wow, you're gonna be attacking me! Wow, I'll be prepared. Ooh, thank you. No pressure though. Just you draw what you want to draw. The important thing is to enjoy art fight. Nunca es suficiente detalle, siempre puede haber más. There can always be more details. But my brain always tells me, Yomi, there can always be more details. Spend 30 more hours in this drawing. Okay, I will remember. Okay, there we go. Now the roses. One I really like painting roses, which is really visible in, you know, certain rows that I've got in my head. I like doing these. The very soft, darker. Very soft, darker center for the flower. And from there, you can get some lights done with the eraser. There we go. Okay, some other things. Using the gemstone. What can I tell about Spanish culture? Well, Spanish culture is very diverse depending on the area. Like, for example, Catalan culture, which is my culture specifically, is very different from the cultures of other sides of Spain. I don't know if there's like anything that is completely general to Spanish culture. I don't know. For example, things that we have in at least Catalan culture. We've got a lot of parades with giants, and also we've got the Tío de Nadal, the classic log that you hit with a stick. In terms of foods, oh, we do have pan tumacat, which is probably one of the most typical things of Catalan culture, which is bread with tomato, but a tomato like wrapped on the bread. And also aioli, we have aioli. I don't know, I'm just thinking about food. Se llama codotos, es un dab, sí. Empezaron a decir que hay que hacer como un dab para proteger a la gente de la tos. Y ahora están enlazados esos gestos. Es el mismo gesto. The dab and the coughing emoji it's the same at this point. But Spanish culture of other places, you do have like the traditional dances of the south, like flamenco, sevillanas, which are they are typical of the south mostly. There's also the whole thing about bullfighting, but that's something that most Spanish people are against. It's more of a it's a tradition that has survived a lot of years and a lot of people are still attached to, but a lot of people don't agree with, me included, so you're gonna find difference of opinions on that. Oh yeah, let's add the thorns. You can add the thorns here in the site. There's probably a lot more things of Spanish culture that just don't come to mind right now. Sí, el tema cultural del país de alguna manera u otra sigue activo. Es algo que más que nada es una tradición que mucha gente aún quiere mantenerla, aun cuando es una tradición bastante fea y es, es malo para el animal. Pero hay gente, es más bien algo conservador que mucha gente no quiere eliminar aún. Yo personalmente no estoy de acuerdo. Yo preferiría que se dejara de hacer porque big yikes. No sé, España tiene muchas culturas diferentes, depende del sitio. Por ejemplo, en Cataluña difícilmente encontraréis cosas como flamencos o sevillanas. For example, in Catalonia here, you're rarely gonna see anything about flamenco or sevillanas. That's something a lot more of the south. But it's like one of the most well-known things of Spain, I think. For traditional outfits, here in Catalonia we have the barretina, which is a little red hat. The hat that the Tío de Nadal wears. Okay. Maybe we'll lower the opacity a little bit. I think like this is fine. Let's fix the shape a little bit more. I still feel like something's a bit off. Can make it a bit. Ah, wait a second. If I put it here, it's gonna be a problem, and it's that the shadow covers it. You're gonna have to delete a bit of the shadow. There we go. Let's go with the hair. The hair we're gonna pick slightly lighter gray, a bit leaning towards red. I'll make like a circle here. Gotta think about the head as an orb after all. Okay, it's auto-saving again. Come on! Let me draw Clip Studio, please. Auto guardando otra vez. Yeah. There we go. Alright, mostly all the base shadows are done. So what I'm gonna do now is gonna be painting the lines, and then we're gonna do the overpaint, which is gonna be where all the details are gonna be. El autoguardado cada vez me da pequeños sustitos, porque es como de golpe el programa deja de responder y estoy como, oh no, está ocurriendo, oh no, Clip Studio, no mueras. Every time it auto saves, I'm like, no, Clip Studio, please don't die. For a moment it stops responding, and it's kinda scary. Okay, this already is gonna make everything look a lot softer and more put together. So from this step onwards, it starts looking a lot more finished by the moment. I like making the lines a bit saturated so they stand out more. Like the red that I'm painting right now in the lines of the roses is actually really saturated. A lot of times I don't paint the outlines, but for this one I think I'm gonna do it. Sometimes I like painting the outlines a little bit darker, so maybe that might be a good compromise. The general rule that I do for painting the lines is if the color on the other side is darker than the line color, I don't paint the lines here. I always try to keep the limits between two different colors darker than both colors. Like this, for example. Here, since the outline color is getting closer to the color of the lines, what I do is I pick another dark color and do the outline like that. This way there's a bit more contrast. In the thorns, we're gonna do a bit of the same. here with the thorns. For the hair, I'm probably not gonna paint the lines because the color that they've got is already good enough for that. Oye, sería buena idea meter un poco de agua. Gracias. Thank you for reminding me. Hydration complete. Oh, I forgot to add the shadows. This part. Right now the shadows are not super polished, so we're gonna be giving them a lot more detail from now on. This is just the beginning of the shadows. Es solo el principio de las sombras. A partir de aquí les vamos a dar mucho más detalle. Shadow over here. The same over here. Some of the lines of the coat. And it's gonna be a little bit darker. Okay, it's all a bit of a mess overall, but don't worry, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that eventually. Okay, so what other lines are left? I think most of the lines right now, all the ones that we have to paint are done. Maybe here. Here a little bit. The rest are all fine. So, next step. Before we start overpainting, we're gonna try adding the other components of the composition. Which right now, the main component, wait, first of all, I think I'm gonna lower the brightness of this color for one reason. It's that if it's brighter than the detail that we want to add, it's gonna be a bit complicated to make it stand out. So, the idea is that from these rows, there's gonna be check. Even at like this kind of like blood wave that comes out. It's gonna go like doing a wave like this. If it's too much like the color of the code, it can overlap too much. It's not gonna stand out as much. Maybe. It's to be a bit irregular because it's supposed to be blood, so there might be some droplets separated. Not here. Spanish fashion! I imagine you mean like traditional fashion, right? I don't know. It really depends on the place. Like, if you ask me about Catalan Spanish, well, Catalan Spanish, Catalan fashion, I guess there's the Barretina that I mentioned. There's these. How to describe it? I would have to find photos for that. I would have to find photos for it. You can always like try googling some images for that. It's gonna be a lot better describing than I ever would. I'm so sorry, I'm not really helpful with that. I'm not that knowledgeable on like Spanish culture aside from what I know firsthand, to be honest. Is that some more darkness around? This way we can help guide the eye to where it has to look. So now what I feel is that this side, the right side, is very full of things. There's a lot of things in the right side, but the left side doesn't have much, so I think we can add something else over there. Maybe the blood can continue that way. Perhaps. Or maybe we could add some thorns like in the original Ego art. That could be cool too. Something like... I don't want it to cover the thorns too much. I like how they turned out, but just to see how that would look. Just to balance out the composition some more. Make it a bit more circle. Nah. Maybe behind. Maybe it can be part of the background, actually. What if it's here? I think here it's gonna fit a lot better. If we don't put it in front of the thorns, we just put them behind. This way we can put as many as we want. We can put them in slightly lighter colors. It's also gonna be a lot more polished later on. Right now it's a bit of a mess. But it helps give an idea of what it should be. Improves the composition. More over here. It's gonna be a bit less because this side is already full of details. I like how it's turning out so far. Me gusta cómo está quedando. Okay. Still feel like there could be something more on this side. We can always add some more... maybe some more thorns in the back. Or we could also use the hair for that. We could put the hair a little bit more like this. Like the hair is kind of being held by the thorns as well. It's something that I added in the sketch, but then when I was doing the line art, I changed it because in the line art it didn't fit that well. I thought, I'll just add it later. Yeah, I think that helps a little bit. ¡Yo-hooo! ¡Yo-hooo, tetera! ¿Qué tal? Bienvenido. Sí, es muy bonita. Este ataque en realidad es una venganza porque la persona de esta vampiresa me dibujó a uno de mis personajes y tenía que devolverle ese ataque. Así que vi vampiresa bonita y dije, tengo que dibujarlo. I saw pretty vampire and I was like, I have to draw her. I have to draw her. I must. There's something on this side that is sort of... what could it be? Actually, it's kind of funny because if we look at it from this side, it's the other side that feels empty, actually. Maybe it's more balanced than I was thinking. Maybe once there's more stuff here in the background, it's gonna be all a lot more clear. For example, we can add the rose of normality behind. At least a little bit of it. Some hints of the petals. So we can make a bit more of a background here. Yeah. It makes for a circle composition that looks very nice, I think. Ponemos aquí como un poco la forma de los pétalos detrás. Creo que hace una composición circular que queda muy bien. I like it. Okay, it's looking good, I think. Creo que se está viendo bien. Okay, we can start with the overpaint. Let's finish for it save. Let's go. First thing that I like to do is a bit of the hair. We start adding some more shadows in the hair. I like adding these shadows here on this side because that's where the highlights go, more or less. It makes the highlights stand out a bit more if there's a bit of shadow. Then with this same color, we're gonna start adding some lines, strands of hair. Which blend with the shadow, since it's the same color. Since the shadow is the same color as the color I've got right now, these lines blend with the shadow, and it helps integrate them. Something I should start thinking about too is the red in the hair. We're also gonna have to add that. They want to fix it a little bit. There's one very interesting detail of the design that this sort of thorn crown, not a thorn crown, it's coming out from the head. It's something that's also in the original eco design in this company, and I've always thought it was such a cool detail, but when you notice it's like, wow, okay, that's a bit messed up. Yo, Gardenia, welcome! We are Art Fight Maxine! We are indeed! I'm trying to continue this attack, my third attack, which is also revenge this time. I'm really having a lot of fun with Art Fight. Are you also doing Art Fight? The other thing I wanted to add is a bit of red on the inside of the hair. But the very dark and somewhat desaturated red, perhaps, like this. Gonna mix with the shadow. It looks more brown right now, more than red. Maybe not like this. Good. Inky. Tanto Lenny for repeler. Ah. Sí, tiene sentido. Limbus es muy de leer. Un juego muy de leer. Si no es tu tipo de juego, no pasa nada. A mí la verdad me gusta mucho, pero porque me gustan los juegos de leer. Además es un juego que se basa mucho en literatura, porque al autor le encanta leer. El que es el director de la empresa, que también es como el que suele escribir muchas de las historias. Básicamente como el fundador de todo el proyecto y demás. Siempre le ha gustado muchísimo leer. Y todos los personajes tienen inspiraciones en literatura clásica. Cosa que es muy interesante. Porque luego sus historias tienen que ver con los libros. Son un poco reinterpretaciones de los libros. Sin ser directamente la historia del libro en sí. Está muy cool. Muy interesante. No me convence cómo integrar eso. Así que quizá lo hacemos de otra manera. ¿Cómo celebran el triunfo de España? Pues no sé, porque como no miro nada de fútbol, ni me enteré. Yippee, I guess. De verdad que nunca, no sé, nunca me ha llamado el fútbol en absoluto. The spider was making my OCL have an unholy amount of hand. Oh. That's evil. That's evil. Why would you do that? Why would you give your character so many hands? You don't want to be attacked? No. That's cheating. You cannot add hands. You cannot add extra hands. The ultimate art is repellent. Adding extra hands to a character. There is getting a little bit more deep. Now let's fix some more things about this here. Sample the shape. Para estar preparado cuando le digan dame una mano, que le responda cuál de todas. No puede ser, es cierto. Esto es algo muy gracioso, que más personajes con varias manos deberían decir, en realidad. ¡Yo con Irmanda! ¿Qué tal? Welcome! It's art fight time! ¡Yo con Diana! ¿Qué tal? ¿Llegó el lápiz? Creo que haya llegado el lápiz. ¡Let's go! ¡Disfrútalo mucho! Me toca dibujar. Another thing that I didn't add this time, a slight bit of blush. I'm gonna add it a little bit, very subtle, because you know, vampire characters don't usually have much of a blush. But I think it always helps make the face look a bit more alive. There we go. ¡Ay, qué cute! Eso es muy adorable. Pues mira, me alegro que haya llegado antes y todo. Y no tienes que esperar tanto. ¡Yipi! Ya verás, es mucho más cómodo con un lápiz. Quizá cuesta acostumbrarse al principio, pero una vez te acostumbras es súper cómodo. A ver. Okay. Let's start fixing some things around the face. All the shadows here, we're gonna soften them a bit more. Here. I think something that might help too is to try to remove this line a little bit. Because perspective wise the head is kind of like lifted up, so it wouldn't be too visible. The separation between neck and head. But I still don't know quite how to do that. Gotta practice more head angles. For now we're just gonna do it with the shadow, I think. Sí, Bobo, lo conozco. Aquí fue muy popular. Yo nunca fui muy fan en su momento, pero hace un tiempo hubo una collab con Gran Blue, me leí la collab y fue definitivamente una experiencia. Es muy shitpost. Es muy absurdo. Es definitivamente uno de los animes de todos los tiempos. Es que en ese momento era mucho más de Magical Girls. Me veía casi todos los animes de Magical Girls. That time when Bobobo was being emitted on TV here, I was a lot more into Magical Girl series. I never watched it much. But I watched all the Magical Girl series that I could. That's the right around here. There's another thing that some other references of the character have. And it's that he's got like slightly dark eyelids, and I kinda wanna try integrating that a bit. Ah! No, it's auto-saving again! Don't do this to me! Clip Studio! Clip Studio lo está haciendo de nuevo. Terminó. Save. Keeps auto-saving and jump scare me like that. Y los animes de comedia suelen hacer muchas referencias a cosas. En Gintama ocurre mucho. Hacen siempre muchas referencias a cosas mega random. Y lo hacen todo el tiempo. In Gintama, for example, they do a lot of references to other things. A lot of comedy animes do that. They love doing references. The color's not quite turning out. Here we go. No. Try darkening the eyelids a little bit. After that, we can paint the eyes a little bit. That might be the last thing for today, because head hurts. Head really hurts because of the heat. And I wanna take a break after that. I'm sorry it has to be a shorter stream, but don't worry, this drawing is gonna be... I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna post also the time-lapse. You're gonna be able to see the entire progress, entire process. Even what I haven't done today. Eyes. Entre animes se conocen. En cosas de collab, los personajes que nunca esperarías que se conocieran se acaban conociendo. La gracia de los collabs al final. Un poco más de sombra aquí. Voy a usar la misma línea del color. El mismo color de la línea, no línea del color. Por si no se notaba que necesito un descanso. It wasn't obvious that I need a rest. I'm already mixing up my words. Using the color of the lines. Do we ignore shadow like this? And now let's add some effect. Yeah. Usually I do these with a more blue color. But here the light is gonna be very red, so I wanna keep everything. I wanna keep everything a bit on the red side. Descanso de dibujar solo un ratito, solo un pequeño ratito. Un descanso dibujar para luego poder dibujar más. It's a rest from drawing just so I can draw more later. It's a strategic rest. And also, pupils are not exactly round, aren't they? I think they are a little bit cat-like. Because did you know that Carmilla in the book turns into a cat? It turns into a big cat. It is an important thing to keep. These lines so the pupils can stand out. It's also important to sometimes take breaks from working on something. Because it helps you go back to the drawing with refreshed eyes. You notice things that you might not have noticed before. And there's an obstacle that you cannot fix in a drawing. Taking a break and coming back to it later is one of the best things you can do. You're probably gonna notice things that you wouldn't have noticed before. Let's add also eye bugs that she's got. She's got a bit of eye bugs, which is something I always appreciate in a character. We need more characters with eye bags, by the way. Here we go. Yeah, helps not to burn out, which is very important. Literally, the most essential thing to keep drawing. It is not pleasant to draw while you're burnt out. Just nothing comes out. And it's also important to be able to keep enjoying it. Which is the other most important thing of art. It's important to keep enjoying it. We draw because it's fun. Because we can bring the things in our heads to reality with that. finish this. I'm gonna get the brighter color for here. This red is already really bright, actually. If we make it any brighter, it's not gonna look... It's just gonna look more saturated. Already the maximum luminosity it can be here. Here. We need some other dark color for the eyes, actually. We need a bit more contrast on the upper area, I feel. I'm gonna remove the double line. I like adding it sometimes, but for some eye designs, it doesn't fit that well. And here I feel like it's important to keep the strong lines of the eyes. Okay, and the eyelids. Your paint has already eaten up a little bit of the eyelids. Well, the eyelids, the eyelashes. We're gonna move them back now. Bit more over here. And this very saturated purple. Gonna help a bit with doing a bit of volume in the eyelashes. I've been trying to practice that lately, giving some more detail to the eyelashes like these. I used to draw them always solid, sometimes with the red gradient on the tips, like with the chibis. But I feel like it adds a lot more to try to give them some volume. Some people are really good at doing that. They are so good at showing the volume of the eyelashes, and it's amazing. Especially, it's very noticeable in a lot of VTuber models. Really cool. Especially since they are animated, you can see the volume of the eyelashes very well. It's super cool. Just try doing it like this. Maybe the purple could be a bow. Hold on. I think I've unlocked the secret. What? No, the autosave! Once again, it happens. Come on! Clip Studio! Keeps happening. Save. I also wanna add the bloody tear later on. It's a very cool detail. There we go. I think this helps a lot. That's gonna look nice. Me dan muchos sustos, ya demasiadas veces. Clip Studio le encanta asustarme. Clip Studio loves scaring me like that. Like, ah! I don't answer now. Haha, just kidding. I was just saving. It loves doing that. Do this. Yeah. Right over here. There we go. Okay, that's some progress. Let's also add the width to the side over here. Gonna go like this. Shadows of the sclera also. One thing I like doing for these is doing the edge a little bit more saturated like this. A lot of things still. A lot of tiny details in here. Okay, mostly the eyes are done. All that's left. Probably we don't even need light in the eyes because actually I think none of the references have it. So we're gonna leave the eyes without lights in them. Since they are a very nice red color, which is very, very bright and striking, I think they don't really need lights in them. There we go. Look at now how different the eyes were from how they were at the beginning to now. Things have changed. Overpaint really changes everything. Drawing isn't finished until the overpaint is done. And the cool thing is that with that you can fix anything. If anything doesn't look, you can just paint on top of it until it looks right. Here. Paint a little bit on top of these. There we go. Okay, now that the eyes are done, I'm torn between taking a break and continuing. But maybe just a little bit more of the hair. Just a bit more of the hair. Un poquito más del pelo, venga. Oh wait, I forgot something. Here at the sclera, I like adding a bit more of a desaturated part here. Which adds it a little bit of volume. Just that. Lashes over here. There's also that thorn up there. There's this part that I didn't paint too well, so we're gonna fix that now. We're gonna fix the thorns up here, and after that, might go take that break. Y quizá porque es como un poco diferente el tipo de anime, no sé, quizá iban simplemente a un tipo de target de audiencia. ¡Yo, Chris! ¿Qué tal? Aquí estoy, acalorada. Pronto seguramente vaya a tomar un descanso, pero primero quiero acabar las espinas de aquí arriba. Y luego ya descansaré. Pero ha sido bastante trabajo. He podido hacer mucho de las sombras. I've been able to do a lot of the shadows. Always when you have to start to draw, you don't want to start, and when you're drawing stuff is impossible. That's so true. That's so the artist experience. Like, sometimes it's hard to start, but once you're in the zone, when your mind is already set on drawing, it's so true, it's impossible to stop. That's why I end up staying up until so late every day. Most of the time, I'm drawing and I don't want to stop. It's like 8 AM And I'm still like, no, I'm gonna keep drawing. I wanna finish this. And also the inspiration of the moment really helps. Sometimes it feels like if you don't finish the drawing, it's gonna be much harder to finish it afterwards. Because the inspiration is gonna go away. One of the reasons why I've been wanting to get faster at drawing. I can finish things in one sitting and I can draw so much more. Perfectionism gets in my way. It's always perfectionism. The other side of the thorns too. This one can be all dark. Okay. I think for now, this could be all for today. Or maybe not, because I might keep drawing later, but that's not gonna count as today in Spanish time zone, because there's only 3 minutes until midnight, so I guess I'll continue tomorrow, 3 minutes from now. But I think for now, this will be all for today here on stream. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I might continue later in the Discord server. So feel free to join there if you want. That, by the way, I haven't mentioned it here in this stream, but we have an art Discord server with Lean Online now. We opened the server for art with some friends, and important, it's not a VTuber server, it's an art server, so if you're only interested in VTuber activities, don't feel obligated to join. It's mostly for showing our art, being able to keep up, being able to like help people keep up with what we're working on, and don't have to depend on social media that doesn't want to show or post to people because algorithms suck ass. So yeah, if you want, I'm gonna leave the invite here in the chat. Let me see. You can now join our Discord server we made with Lina and Lime. Yippee! There it is. It's been really fun so far. There's also a channel for sharing art if you want to share your own art. And yeah, that will be all for today. So, I'm probably not gonna be able to stream more this week. I could try to fit a stream on Saturday, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. We'll see. So, if anything, I might see you next week. It's gonna be a lot of days, and it's in the middle of art fight, so that's gonna be a little bit unfortunate because I wanted to stream a lot this week, but things have come up. So, unfortunately, I'll see you so much later. So, for now, thank you so much for accompanying me today. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarme hoy. Pero sí, nos veremos el lunes probablemente. No sé si el sábado voy a poder. Quizá podría meter un stream el sábado, pero no estoy segura, depende. Y si no, cualquier cosa quizá me veis en el servidor de Discord. Puede ser, ahí voy a estar. Quizá me da por hacer stream ahí sin tener que preparar un stream. Pero ya, de momento, esto será todo por hoy. Así que por ahora, cuidaos mucho y nos veremos a la próxima. For now, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.